Hi everyone, my name is Tracy Sheehan, and I'm going to talk about childhood hunger and social behavioral challenges. So, what's hunger? There are several different forms which many people don't know. Hunger itself is an uncomfortable feeling and lack of energy from the pairing of lack of food and a desire for it. Food insecurity is when you don't have consistent access to affordable and nutrient filled. So maybe you had some breakfast, but you don't know if lunch or dinner is going to be there, and you don't know when the next meal is going to be either. Malnutrition is caused by not eating enough food, not eating the proper amounts of nutrients, or having a disorder that results in malnutrition. Undernourishment is a total lack of food to provide proper health and developmental benefits, and that can be the most detrimental. So it might be obvious, but why is hunger an issue? Let's talk about that real quick. 50 million Americans live in a food insecure home, 16.7 million of which of those kids are children. There are children in our country who go to bed hungry and many more whose fundamental nutritional needs are not met. Going to school or bed hungry was consistent in its associations with negative health outcomes. In the United States, in 2004, which may have been a while ago, but approximately 13.5 million households were food insecure, and that's only gone up since then. In one study, one or more children in 270,000 households experienced inconsistent eating patterns. That's just in the United States. Every single county in America is affected by food insecurity, which is a crazy thing to think about because that isn't even every state. That's every county within every state. That's everywhere. 8% of American children are affected by hunger each year. In a brief period of hunger can have lasting damage to a child's development and put them at risk for cognitive, behavioral, and emotional and physical problems. So now we're getting into the issues that hunger will cause for social and behavior problems within kids. Behavioral problems could be fighting, kicking, spitting, or aggression, among others. Hunger can cause children to have an altered physical health and show increased behavioral and cognitive problems, higher rates of aggression, increased antisocial behavior, and lowered attention span. This is usually pretty problematic in school systems because teachers have a hard time controlling the kids. And although it may seem like it's just them acting up, they're really going through some other issues, and it's caused by hunger. It's nothing that they have any control of. What are some other issues? Missing breakfast. And although that can't be controlled if you don't have the means, it's actually linked to the use of alcohol and tobacco and substance use. And students may lose focus and act out or become a nuisance from this lack of food. There is a distinct connection based on parents' reports of food insufficiency because of a lack of resources in behavioral and academic functioning. So who is affected the most? I'm talking about children, but this is children from low-income families and households were 5 times more likely to have fair or poor and psychological health compared to children from medium-income households. In a study done, 1/3 of the children from low-income families have problems with psychosocial functioning. Low-income families with multiple children, especially older ones, also have a problem. And this is because somebody who's 15, 16, 17 isn't going to eat the same as a 2 or 3-year-old. They're going to need a lot more food to fuel. So what can you do? This isn't the way to solve hunger, but you can start right in your community. You can see if the school has any programs that help lower bills for those in need, or maybe start a breakfast program for kids to be able to start the day off right. You could start a food drive, get food donations coming in. If you have means or anybody in the area, farming can be extremely beneficial with just seeds, water, sun, and land. Volunteer. You could volunteer your time to help serve breakfast in the morning or start fundraising. And most importantly, just make the problem known. Let people know that hunger is an issue out there and everybody can be affected by it. Even if you don't realize it, many times people are suffering from hunger.